is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here for episode 309, part number 2 for your January 18th, 2020. This is the #1 podcast in all of the YouTube wrestling community. This is Off the Script. I am your YWC Messiah. Come follow me, my sons. Come follow me, my sons. I will guide you to the promised land. We will take on the juggernaut that is WWE and right all the wrongs, all the evils that they bring upon us every single week. Everybody was asking me, JD, why do you have in your Twitter bio or your Twitter profile, why are you naming yourself the YWC Messiah? What does that mean? I don't know, man. Are you watching Monday Night Raw? Seriously. Now, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't. If you honestly looked me straight in the eyes and told me, Mr. JD, no, I don't watch Monday Night Raw. Good for you. You're doing the right thing in life. Now, for those who watch and then continue to ask me, I don't know. I think you're just seeking attention. So I am the YWC Messiah for now, until it's not cool anymore, and then I'll take it away. Just to ruffle some feathers on social media, because I know how to trigger all these cretins on Twitter. Anyway, Paige's boyfriend seems to be triggered. Apparently, he is still making a big deal about what Triple H said about his girlfriend, Paige. Now, I don't know what's going on here, but I think we can just kind of sweep this under the rug, especially after Triple H apologized publicly on a social media platform to Paige about the comment he made at a NXT TakeOver Blackpool conference call, which I didn't really seem to think it was a big deal at all, but everybody wants to come and defend Paige. Poor Paige. You know, everybody's got to just throw the SJW thing out there, white knighting, involving themselves in a situation that clearly doesn't need their assistance. It's none of your business. I'm sorry you don't have a fucking hobby. Go find one. Why are you making other people that you don't know and their issues a part of your everyday, daily life? I don't get it. Apparently he won't let it go either. This guy, what is his name? Radke? Daniel Radke, or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even know. But he's on social media. We got what he said about Triple H and why he thinks Triple H should not be leading the WWE and that they should be embarrassed to have his leadership. So we'll go over that. We got news on more clowns in the WWE locker room signing new multi-year deals. Who is it or who are they? We'll find out today on Off the Script. Uh-oh! Triple H meeting with Killer Kross. What does that mean? Goodbye, Killer Kross. AEW? Nah. MLW? Nah, maybe for one appearance, but nah. Ring of Honor? New Japan? Nah. I'll see you guys maybe somewhere down the line. I'm going to Full Sail. Triple H meets with Killer Kross, and that only means one thing, folks. It's inevitable. So you better get your Killer Kross prayers out there before he signs the dotted line, if he has not done that already. Major serious storyline coming for the United States Championship. I got news on that and who it's going to include. Will it be Andrade, Cien Almas? Who will it be? Humberto? Rey Mysterio? Somebody that I have not mentioned here? We'll talk about that as well. Saudi Arabia, WWE's going back there. Who gives a shit? Bray Wyatt, apparently, will be in an Inferno match if the local advertisements are to be believed or true. So we'll go over that as well. The Revival, what's the latest with their contract negotiations? Royal Rumble news, WrestleMania news, and John Cena. John Cena apparently does not want to break Ric Flair's world title record. I don't know why. I don't know why he doesn't want to be the one to do that when Rick actually said he'd love for John Cena to do it. Now, I don't know what that means, but I got the story on what he said, and I got my conspiracy theory all lined up, especially with this news, mixing with some other news that's happening about the Royal Rumble. It looks to be that Roman Reigns could very well be the 2020 Royal Rumble winner. And my God, if that happens, I don't know what I'm going to do. Remember the 2015 Royal Rumble review? You guys want another one of those? I don't. I would prefer not to go that route. But we may end up getting that all over again. So we got a lot to talk about as well. Tessa Blanchard, oh my goodness, man. Continue digging the grave. Continue digging the grave, Miss Blanchard. She came out 5 days later and addressed the situation from this past weekend. 5 days. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 days, folks. I feel like I could be on Sesame Street with the fucking clowning that's going on with these pro wrestlers in the community. Oh my goodness. What did she say? And what are people saying about her? Has my opinion changed? What do I think about the situation? We'll go over it right here on the show. Thank you guys so very much for joining me here on the podcast today. Like I said, it's episode 309, part number 2. If you missed yesterday's Off the Script, go and check it. Down below in the description, you'll see the official OTS playlist. If you guys missed my SmackDown review from last night, if you didn't watch the show, I don't blame you. If you guys missed my SmackDown review, down in the description as well. The official SmackDown playlist is down there as well. If you guys are new around here, hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And while you're at it, turn on the bell and turn on all notifications. And make sure you guys are well aware of when I upload, which is usually every single day on the channel. I keep you guys informed about everything pro wrestling related, AEW, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, NXT, and then we got the flagship podcast here every single weekend. So make sure you guys do that. Let's get into the news, man. Let's get into the news. I don't want to waste too much time. I got a lot of news here, and I don't want to be here for another 2 hours, even though I probably will be here for another 2 hours. We'll start off light. I got some light news. Kalisto. You guys know Kalisto. It's part of the Lucha House Party, right? He likes to party. Kalisto signs a new multi-year contract. With who? With who? Did he leave? Did he finally leave WWE? Did he go to AEW? Did he go to Ring of Honor? Did he go to New Japan, MLW, House of Glory? Kalisto signs a new multi-year contract with World Wrestling Entertainment. Pro Wrestling Sheet has learned Kalisto recently signed a new WWE contract extension. Sources tell the Dirt Sheet, Satin, that the 33-year-old wrestler who is currently a part of the Lucha House Party has come to terms on a multi-year contract extension with the WWE. Now, I don't know how well your memory is, but Kalisto tweeted last year, making it known that he had around 10 months left on his contract and that he'd become a free agent in early 2020. The tweet caught the attention of Braun Strowman, who replied, saying simply, adios. That's all he said to Kalisto. Sources tell Pro Wrestling Sheet that Kalisto's decided to resign with the WWE, and get this, sources tell Pro Wrestling Sheet that Kalisto decided to resign with the WWE because the wrestler feels as though he still has a lot left to accomplish in the WWE. Folks, I don't really have anything to say about this but this. Oh my God, man. You have to be fucking kidding me. Seriously, that last line is absolutely sheer comedy. He has a lot left to accomplish in the... What do you expect to accomplish here with people that don't even appreciate you? Now listen, I know people in the community, I know people in the WWE who are very good friends with Kalisto. I know people that speak very highly of him, and I wish him nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best. Oh my God, man. I wish him nothing but the best. This has nothing to do with who Kalisto is or the man behind the mask. I really have nothing bad to say about him. But one has to wonder. Listen, go make your money. I'm not telling you you can't make your money. Live your life. You know, you want to set your family up for success and build their future to where they don't have to worry about it. God bless you, man. I sincerely mean that. I really do. But as far as a creative aspect, he's 33 years old. By the time this contract is up, he's going to be 38. Obviously, that's still, in wrestling years, relatively young. I mean, it's up there. But it's not like he's going to be, one of those guys that can't go in there and continue doing what he's doing at 38 years old. But to think that these people want you for you and want you because of your sheer talent, it's foolish. It's foolish. Now, I know the money is probably a hard thing to turn away from, but a lot of these guys, they might not want to go to an AEW. They might not want to go to a Ring of Honor and an MLW and a New Japan. And they might not want to do that because going to those types of promotions is A, starting all over, B, working even harder to try and prove yourself all over again. And maybe he didn't want to do that. But the guy's talented enough to a point where I think that if he did go and expand his horizons and really begin a new chapter in his career, that he would have been very well off for it. And he would have turned some heads if he gave himself the opportunity to do so. I don't know how much money they offered him, but he signed a new multi-year contract extension with the WWE. And to be honest with you, good for him. But the reality of the situation is it's going to be 5 more years of WWE superstars and WWE main event. There's nothing that's going to change here. It's going to be 5 more years of the same shit that he's been going through. 5 more years of the same shit that he went on social media to complain about 10 months ago, stating to everybody that he's a free agent. I'm going to look back at this story in 10 months and see where Kalisto's head's at. That's what I'm going to do. And if WWE is smart, they'd use him. Cancel 205 Live, merge that roster with NXT, and get this guy on NXT. He's perfect. He's perfect for NXT. Stop wasting talent. Stop wasting talent. You don't have no room for him on Raw. You don't have no room for him on SmackDown Live. You don't have no roster on 205 Live. Just merge the roster with NXT and use his abilities there. He'll fit into that ring with those people on that show perfectly. Stop wasting talent. Paige's boyfriend. Oh my God, man, this guy is some fucking geek, really. Paige's boyfriend says WWE should be embarrassed to have Triple H in charge of the company. Now, earlier this week, Triple H, we went over this yesterday. Some people agree with me, some people didn't agree with me, but that's what we are here for, to discuss. Earlier this week, Triple H found himself in some hot water following a misjudged joke he made at the expense of former diva Paige. Now, when discussing the possible returns of both Paige and Edge, Triple H made the following joke about Paige probably having kids she doesn't know about. I'm going to play it again because I have it queued up right here.
It's a medical decision. That is far from us. If our medical experts say that they believe that this person has done whatever to rehab their situation, it could be multiple situations and anything. But if they've done all of that, and they're now safe to get back into the ring, we allow it. They're not, and you see that with Daniel Bryan. None of us ever thought Daniel Bryan was going to step in the ring, at least not for us. And that was a question for him. Well, I can't do it for you. Doesn't mean I can't do it for other places. But you have the conversation with him about if medical experts are telling you this isn't the best thing, right? But he worked extraordinarily hard for a long period of time to get himself back to a place physically where medical teams, the same people that disqualified him, were willing to say, yeah, okay, I feel like this is a safe return. So if that's the case, when you're talking about people as talented as Edge, Paige, who wouldn't want them to return? I'm a fan just like everyone else, and I would love to see them step into the ring and compete. More importantly than that, though, I'd like to see them live long, healthy lives. Edge has kids. Paige maybe she probably has something she doesn't know of. But thank you. Can you need some coffee for you want them to their health first, people first. This is great. This is all great, but at the end of the day, it's not everything.
So that's the comment that Triple H made. This led to Triple H being criticized by Renee Young, Nikki Bella, and Paige herself. I don't think there was anybody else that really made a big deal about this. And he has tweeted that he apologized for what he said to Paige, and all was done. All was done. Now, whether Paige accepted the apology, I had a clip on yesterday's show where she was asked about it, and she was kind of taken back by it, and she seemed very jovial about it. She didn't really seem like it was bothering her all that much. She said, everybody on social media kind of took care of it for me, so there's really nothing more for me to say. So we don't know if Paige accepted the apology. I was to assume, or I would go out there and assume that she did. I think that they spoke and everything is good. We'll never really know. It's none of our business. But being that I am a podcaster and this is news and we have to report on the news, or what we do is report on the news, obviously it's going to be talked about. But we'll never know. But someone who was not quick to forgive Triple H, what did I say? Daniel Radke? Ronnie Radke is his name. Paige's boyfriend, Ronnie Radke. Ronnie was taken to Twitter to say WWE should be embarrassed to have Triple H in charge. This is what he tweets. He pulled the good old tweet and delete, because I'm sure Paige probably had something to do with this about getting it deleted, or maybe Triple H seen it because it blew up on social media and then Triple H went to Paige to go tell him to delete it. Any way you look at it, it's gone. The good old tweet and delete. Hey, WWE, you should be embarrassed and ashamed of yourselves for letting someone like Triple H run your company and publicly disrespect one of your divas at Real Paige WWE. Biased or not, I hate watching her cry over you. And he puts you in capital letters. Hasn't she been through enough? End quote. Folks, this is somebody who clearly, it should have all died with Triple H apologizing. Now, me personally, I went over it the best that I could. I am not saying that, Triple H is... I'm not saying Triple H is allowed via his position to get away with shit like this. I said it in yesterday's video. A guy like him in a position in which he holds, a position of power, needs to lead by example. Was it wrong? I could see why people interpret it as wrong. But I went over every situation possible to give you my take on it and give you my take as to why I don't think Triple H would have ever meant any comment to come off malicious to Paige. She's been one of the more protected, one of the most protected women's wrestlers or women's, spokesmen in the WWE for a very long time. And I don't think that they would go out there and do that to her after the company knows full and well what she's been through. And that's my take on it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. This guy is just adding fuel to the fire, and there's no fire there anymore. It got put out when Triple H apologized. Just move the fuck on. Go and be there for your girlfriend if you want to really support her. Don't go on social media crying for attention for her. Go and be there yourself. That's your job. Enough of this shit. Let's talk about fucking wrestling now, will you? Speaking of Triple H, he met with Killer Kross at Full Sail University. Uh-oh. Down in Orlando, Killer Kross comes. He meets with Triple H. What's going to happen? Looks like WWE is close to signing a top wrestling free agent. Probably the biggest name out there right now. He's not signed yet, but as reported in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Killer Kross met with Triple H this week. That is what multiple sources told Dave Meltzer. The betting line is that Kross will end up in WWE. His girlfriend, Scarlett Bordeaux, is already signed to the NXT brand, but they have yet to prominently feature her on TV yet. Cross and Bordeaux were also an on-screen couple during their time in Impact Wrestling, so perhaps WWE is waiting to sign Cross so that she can be paired with him again. Cross has wrestled all over the world. He was featured on Global Force Wrestling TV a few years back. What's that? A failed promotion by Jeff Jarrett? Oh, that one. Okay. Who gives a shit? I don't even know why that's mentioned in this report. And he has at least one tryout with the WWE prior. He also appeared on at least one episode of Monday Night Raw as an enhancement talent. Cross was scheduled for a big feud with Cain Velasquez in AAA, but that fizzled out because Cain Velasquez ended up signing with WWE and Impact Wrestling. You know, he was one of their top stars, and they forbid him to work any AAA show while under contract with them. They were very petty to not allow him to work anywhere, and he was one of their biggest guys. Another thing that seems to point towards Cross signing with the WWE is that Triple H is said to be very high on him. Of course he is. Of course he is. He's got everything that they look for in a pro wrestler. He has the look, and he could certainly be the next big guy for Triple H in NXT if given the opportunity to do so. Now, with what I know, and obviously I can't reveal where I heard it from, but from what I heard, Triple H is absolutely making every effort to sign Killer Cross. If Killer Cross is not signed yet, he is absolutely going to sign with the WWE. I heard that all the main roster talk about catapulting him to Raw or SmackDown is legitimately true, that they want to debut him WrestleMania weekend, whether that is on the Raw after WrestleMania or the SmackDown after WrestleMania, or maybe debut him in NXT at TakeOver and make a big splash there at TakeOver Tampa. I could see that very well happening. Or if they want to really speed up the process, get him signed now. He can go wherever he wants and do whatever he has to do. Show up in the Royal Rumble, which I don't really advise. I would not do that. I did not like that option with AJ Styles. I did not like that direction with AJ Styles. Remember when AJ Styles showed up in the Royal Rumble? I didn't like that at all. I wanted AJ Styles. I would have loved to see AJ Styles debut on the Raw after Mania when Roman won the WWE Championship, and then him, Gallows, and Anderson take out Reigns, and we get some faction warfare between the club and the Shield. But WWE isn't cool. They don't do anything that is epic and memorable, so they fucked that up. AJ Styles lasted 20 minutes in the Royal Rumble. Now, not to say that AJ Styles isn't great, and looking back on it, it really doesn't seem all that bad, but in that moment, I would have not done that. But that's what the Royal Rumble's for. So I hope that's not the case with Killer Cross. I would much rather wait to have him just come out, oh my goodness, instead of come out and that buzzer goes off and he's in the ring and he's in there for like 5 minutes and gets eliminated. He's not winning the Royal Rumble. Why would you put someone in there? It's not even going to be about him. The Rumble's not even going to be about him. The Rumble is about setting somebody up for Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. If he's not going to factor into any major WrestleMania plans as far as that's concerned, and his elimination is inevitable, why would you do that? He's going to be eliminated in 5 minutes, or however long he's going to be in there, and then people are going to forget. As soon as he's eliminated and walk into the back, goodbye, there's his debut. Everybody's going to be talking about Lesnar, WrestleMania, his opponent, who eliminated Lesnar. Why would you want him to be the 7th most talked about thing on the show? You want to debut him on a show where he's the most talked about thing on the show. That's my mentality. I would not debut him at the Royal Rumble. Save him for an individual spot where the spotlight is on him. But he's going to WWE, no question. No question. Would I love to see him in AEW? Yeah. Do I think Tony Khan should open up his checkbook and sign Killer Cross to AEW? Absolutely. Especially now with the new TV deal, $175 million all the way through 2024. I hope that is the case, but probably not. WWE's got their claws in him. He's good as gone off the free agent circuit. WWE planning longer and serious storyline for the United States title. WWE is working to establish their next big Latino star. This is something that Vince McMahon wanted as Rey Mysterio and his career appears to be coming to a close. His WWE career might be coming to a close as well. I don't see him re-signing with the company at all. Now, WWE has a feud that will hopefully see their next big Latino star emerge. Andrade was able to take out Rey Mysterio and win the United States Championship. We got a ladder match coming up on Monday. That should be cool. The Wrestling Observer newsletter noted that Andrade is wrestling Mysterio in this program until they can figure out how to work their way out of it. Then it is Andrade onto his next opponent. That has been the plan all along, which I'm assuming is going to be Humberto Carrillo. Originally, this doesn't appear to have changed at all. The idea was for Andrade to have a longer series program over the title with Carrillo as a way to get both guys over as singles Latino stars. Humberto Carrillo seems positioned to be the next Latino star if they provide him with enough focus and allow him to perform in the ring. That could be something that happens. But with this company, I do not ever give them the benefit of the doubt. I have no faith in them. And they've already been hot and cold on Carrillo. Now you're telling me that they want to go all in on Carrillo? This is not working. Like, how is this going to work? I really don't understand this. The guy shows up on Monday Night Raw. Nobody knows who the fuck he is, right? Comes over from 205 Live after being on there. He had a cup of coffee in NXT, goes to 205 Live. He does what he does over there. Nobody gives a shit about him or who he is. Nobody knows who he is. Then he gets drafted in the draft, and he gets put on Monday Night Raw. They usher him out there thinking, oh, fans are going to take to him. He's a babyface. Look at him. He's a legit babyface. Dimples and all, like AJ Slater. Or AJ, I'm thinking AJ Styles. AC Slater on Saved by the Bell. AJ Slater is his name. Yeah, AC Slater wishes he could do a fucking phenomenal forearm or a springboard 450. Jesse Spano would love that, I'm sure. Gotta love the Saved by the Bell references, man. I'm hearing that they're rebooting this shit. What a fucking crime that is. Seriously. That'd be like them rebooting Married with Children without Ed O'Neill. You expect me to watch a Saved by the Bell without Mark Paul Gosselaar? What are you, fucking out of your mind? And Tiffany Amber Thiessen. Really? Mr. Belding? Screech? Come on. The fuck out of here, man. You gotta be out of your mind if you think that's gonna work. Maybe for these new age millennials who don't know a goddamn thing about quality. Anyway. What am I talking about here, man? Fucking dimples here on Humberto Carrillo. Listen, this guy was set up to fail. On Monday Night Raw, they ushered him out there thinking the fans were going to take to him. They emitted sounds of the forest when he came out. All you heard was crickets. Crickets in the cool, crisp air of a summer night. That's all you heard when he came out. Then they took him off TV. Then I heard reports, Vince is done pushing Humberto. Then he gets DDT'd on the concrete. Now he's out for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. How long has he been out? Now you expect him to get this big babyface reaction when he comes out? He might get a small pop because of Andrade or whatever heinous things Andrade is going to do. Then he's going to get a small pop, and then we're going to go right back to being in the same boat that we were 3 months ago. Dead. I don't think Humberto's going to get over. They went about this the entire wrong way. This entire thing went just south immediately. So I love Andrade. I think Andrade is one of the best guys, not even in the company, but in the world, honestly. And Humberto Carrillo, listen, there's got to be somebody else on that roster to take the United States champion. You know what? Fuck Humberto. Seriously, fuck Humberto. Aleister Black should be the next in line for Andrade, and I mean that. Fuck this guy. He's not going to get over. And what is he going to do when he wins the title? He's going to kill the title. Andrade's making the title seem a little bit more important with his feud with his feud against Mysterio. And then you're going to give it to Humberto. What is he going to do? Who's he going to feud with? Let's put it on Aleister Black. The guy's been waiting around in a fucking broom closet for a year. You want to give it to fucking dimple face Humberto? At least Aleister Black's over. And legit. Come on. Serious storyline. Well, what's the seriousness of the storyline going to be about? If they can get Mysterio and Andrade to WrestleMania and do hair versus mask, and Mysterio retires and gives the mask to his son, Dominic, I think that'd be great. Epic. That's a WrestleMania moment right there. Tears falling down from everybody watching. Mysterio takes his mask off. He unmasks. We see him. He hands the mask to Dominic. It's going to be a great moment. Now, I doubt WWE could fucking get from here to the kitchen in one fell swoop without fucking tripping over themselves. But stranger things have happened. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's a serious storyline. Finish this shit first. Have Mysterio go talk to Cody. And then we can build Andrade versus Aleister Black. That's the way you got to go for the United States title. No Humberto. Update on WWE and their next venture to Saudi Arabia. Oh, joy. Oh, joy. Now, originally, PW Insider reported that WWE will be returning to Saudi on Thursday, February 20th. This means that it would come between January 26th, the Royal Rumble, and March 8th, Elimination Chamber. Here I was praising WWE. Look at this. They got no pay-per-view for the main roster in February. Somebody is actually using their fucking brain. I loved it. I thought this was great. This is what I get for jumping on the positive WWE bandwagon. And here I thought that WWE was doing it for the fans and trying to make logic out of their shitty pay-per-view calendar. Of course not. Of course not. Within that sheer days after I reported that, or said that, we get the news of Saudi Arabia happening at the end of February. Why? And on a Thursday, like you didn't learn your fucking lesson the last time, Thursday? I'll tell you about that in a second. However, PW Insider has since updated its report. According to Mike Johnson's sources, the date is actually slated for February 27th. 2020. Oh, great! Man, what a week that's gonna be! I gotta watch fucking Super Showdown or Crown Jewel or whatever the fuck they're gonna call it. Then I got SmackDown. Then I got Revolution. Oh. Just hand me the fucking bleach now, please. Please. I can't take this. I really can't. February 27th. That's a Thursday, by the way. Still a Thursday. This puts the show much closer to the Elimination Chamber. Yeah, because that's just the logical way to go about things. We've seen WWE have difficulty creating coherent storylines when they have too many major shows happening at once. According to Johnson, creative for the show has not been decided upon yet. Of course not. Vince McMahon hasn't even decided on what color suit he's going to fucking wear for Raw or SmackDown tonight. What is it, Friday? Friday at 3:30. Guarantee you're still in the hotel room. What suit am I going to wear? I don't fucking know what's going on. This is ridiculous. WWE's contract with Saudi Arabia, obviously you guys know, for the next 8 years, 2 shows per year. That's 16 for you math geeks out there. Now, this means that they could do more if they wanted, which I hope to God not. Perhaps the earlier date is setting the table for more dates. So, this is what I have to say about this. This is a mistake. I would not have any of these shows happen on the road to WrestleMania. I really would, and they have no choice. It's either do it now and do it at the end of the year, or do it after WrestleMania and then do it at the end of the year, which they'll be even closer together. I don't know how everybody else feels about this. Some people I know don't even watch it because they just don't give a shit. With what's going on over there now with Trump and Iran and whatever the fuck is going on over there, I'd be very concerned about flying to that part of the globe. That's just me. I don't know about you guys. Number 2, this is a Thursday. Again, that is Thursday before Friday SmackDown. WWE needs to plan this right. You don't need to send everybody over there for this Super Showdown or whatever the fuck you're going to call it. If you're planning to have SmackDown the way that you want, and you don't need another emergency episode with NXT, which I would not mind at all, because that was the best SmackDown of 2019, and I know that's not going to happen again, and if it does, it's going to be a cock tease, because how do they follow up with the following week? They went right back to the same garbage that they always give you. If you are planning to have SmackDown on that Friday, you need to have everybody that you need. Camera, ring crew, producers, agents, wrestlers, catering. You know, Titus can't be shipped over there. He's gonna need a very important role. He's got to have everybody fed and really happy before they go through the curtain. You know, everybody, every single individual you need for that SmackDown show on Friday does not go over there. If Bryan is not going over there, he's on SmackDown. If Roman Reigns is going to be on SmackDown, he's going to stay in the States and he's going to be on SmackDown. They cannot send everybody over there again in hopes that they make it back in time for SmackDown. I would not want that for them at all, ever. Why do that to them? You want to use this Super Showdown show? Use who you're going to have on that show and then not have them go directly to SmackDown. You want SmackDown to go off the way you want it and the way it's planned? Keep everybody that you have on SmackDown in the States. That's what needs to be. And you guys know how I feel. These shows, this show is literally 1 week away from the Elimination Chamber. Now, I'm sure that this show will have nothing to do with the Elimination Chamber, but having back-to-back big shows like this on the road to WrestleMania, it's overkill. It's absolutely overkill. So, I wish that there was nothing in February. It gives all those storylines room to breathe. We'd focus on nothing but WrestleMania, and now we have to focus on Super Showdown on top of the Elimination Chamber, and then on top of that, WrestleMania. Can't do anything easy. This company just refuses to go about doing things in the easiest way. It's always got to be convoluted fucking mess. Unreal. If they don't do what I stated here about SmackDown and the crew being here and not being sent over there, so everything goes off the way it needs to be, they're absolutely mental. They're out of their fucking minds. Speaking of Super Showdown, Inferno match planned for Bray Wyatt. Yes, you heard me right. An Inferno match planned with Bray Wyatt. Now, at the Royal Rumble, the Fiend will defend his title against The Fiend will defend his title against Daniel Bryan. The Fiend will not be defending against Bray Wyatt. That'd be something for the eyes to behold, huh? The Fiend will defend his WWE Universal Championship against Daniel Bryan in a rematch from what they did at Survivor Series. The Fiend is very much favored to win this match and retain the title, not just at the Royal Rumble, but until WrestleMania 36, where Roman Reigns will conquer all. So who is Bray Wyatt going to be facing between the Rumble and Mania? Well, an advertisement which was apparently shown in Saudi Arabia could have given us some information, at least for one of the shows between now and then. According to the advertisement, and it could be fake, take it with a grain of salt, but I am recording this before SmackDown, and Cain is going to be on SmackDown, and Cain is going to be, I'm sure, thrusted into the Daniel Bryan storyline with Bray Wyatt because of Team Hell No, and Cain's affiliation with Daniel Bryan, so on and so forth. I could easily see Cain challenging Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship, and it fits into that Super Showdown mentality. Oh, he's a legend. Oh, he's The Undertaker's brother. Oh, they have history. Cain's fucking picture is hanging in the Firefly Funhouse. Cain is affiliated with Daniel Bryan. I could see it. What does this mean after the fact? After Bray beats Cain and after Bray beats Bryan? Is Bryan going to get right back into the title hunt again? Are we really going to get Bray versus Bryan versus Roman at WrestleMania? I don't know. Might very well be the case. Now, this could be fake. But if Cain is showing up on SmackDown, and he's probably going to be thrusted into this storyline, there could be some validity to this. The Fiend will be taking on former WWE champion and current mayor of Knox County, Cain, at the next Saudi Arabia show. You know? Cain. Can't do that because that's the big show. You got to do this. Cain. You know the fire coming up from the steel posts? Yeah, Cain. I don't know if we're living in 2020 or fucking 1998. Well, where are we? Now, firstly, why are they advertising this now? I don't know. Kind of sucks. But if this is going to happen, listen, I'd rather him do this with Cain away from the States in a nothing match. Nobody's going to give a shit. And it makes the Prince happy. We haven't seen an Inferno match. You want an Inferno match? Okay, there you go. There you go. We'll do something that we won't do here in the States for our fans, but everybody's been wanting an Inferno match. Everybody's been asking for an Inferno match to return to the fucking video games when they took it out. Now they're doing an Inferno match for these people over there. Great. When are we, the fans here in the United States, going to get something cool from fucking WWE? Huh? Is there going to be red light? That might look cool, actually, with the red light and the fire. I don't know. I just genuinely don't give a shit. Who gives a fuck about Bray Wyatt and Cain? God. Just knowing that they got Roman Reigns more than likely planned for this guy, man. I just don't care. I really don't. Anyway, that's what the plan is for Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia 1 week before Elimination Chamber. Great. The Revival are taking a break from the WWE. A break? How long? Long enough to sit out the rest of your contracts and then go to AEW? I don't advise that. They'll just take that time and add it on top of your existing deals, and you'll never be able to leave. Scott Dawson tweeted out that the Revival are going away for a while because they need to figure, quote-unquote, everything out. Now, we don't know what that means. We can assume that it means contract talks. Guys, it's time to go away for a while, he says, until we get everything figured out. See you soon. Hashtag FTR. Now, the Revival and Harlem Heat tried to get a match booked for the Royal Rumble in Houston. That match isn't going to take place despite all of the build that they actually tried to do on the TLC pre-show and then on social media. Nothing is going to happen. We even had Booker T say, don't come to me a week before the Royal Rumble asking me to build this match. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be prepared. Good for you, Booker T. Because that's the way WWE probably had everything planned. Now that you said that, now we're not going to get the match, and we'll probably get it at some point later on in the year if they want to do it, which I don't think that they will, unless they want to embarrass the Revival and have Harlem Heat go over them in about 30 seconds, which I could absolutely see happening, because they didn't sign those lucrative new deals. You know, that's how petty they are. Now, Fightful Select and Sean Ross Sapp reports that Dash and Dawson's new WWE contract offer, they made another offer to them. And they approached and perhaps exceeded the numbers that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows recently signed. The top guys have yet to reject or accept anything. WWE really wants to hang on to the Revival. I don't know why. It's said to be that the company is throwing, quote-unquote, everything at the Revival, and they just keep saying, we'll let you know. It is also being reported that most top executives and names of influence have been able to keep the Revival around. At this point, it's a matter of whether Vince McMahon is on board. Man, that's a lot of manipulation from what I read there. Most top executives and names of influence have been able to keep the Revival around. So what you mean to tell me is that you idiots, these executives, these fucking suits, these faceless suits, keep telling these guys and keep promising them and offering them shit that is just never going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for them specifically. Why do you keep promising them? Why do you keep telling them that things are going to happen and nothing happens? Why are you throwing everything at a team that you clearly don't appreciate? That does not make sense to me. If you don't want something, then you don't want something. You've showed us that you don't want them. You've showed us that you don't appreciate them. So why is it such a big deal to throw everything at them when you have no plan to use them? Oh, that's right. We're going to keep them away from AEW. When people tell me there's no AEW effect, open your fucking eyes. Open them. This is it. That. Now, Kalisto signed a new WWE deal. Don't be Kalisto. Don't. You guys have so much to prove, and you're not going to get it with this company. You're not. What a disgrace. WWE are some manipulative fucking cretins. Doing everything to keep them around. They've influenced them to keep them around. For what? For what? So we see another match with the fucking New Day? Fix your division. You've shown me nothing as far as tag team wrestling goes. You want to show the Revival that you want to keep them? Fix the fucking division. They would have probably already signed the contracts by now. No, but we can't do that. We can't do that. We gotta go buy the entire fucking aisle 8 of fucking Petco dog food. Fucking ridiculous. Moving on, man. I swear to Christ. I swear. You motherfucker. I swear to God, I hope they don't sign. I really do. I don't give a shit about Kalisto. He is irrelevant on TV. Man. Guys like that. If I don't even give a shit about Rusev. I mentioned this yesterday. I don't even give a shit about Rusev. I figured Rusev's staying. Because he's a fucking troll. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. He doesn't realize that. Oh, look, WWE's using me on TV. Yeah, they're using you on TV and nobody gives a shit. You're being treated like a fucking cuck. You're being emasculated on TV. I don't believe this shit. He'd rather sit around and watch his wife fucking star in Black Raw on Monday Night Raw every single week than go and build his career. He wants to remain mediocre. I don't understand. You're in this business, right? Has he ever won a major championship? And don't tell me the United States Championship is a major championship. Fuck that. Everybody gets into this business to have a WrestleMania moment, which I'm guessing he had because he came in on a tank in a losing effort with John Cena, which ruined his fucking career. Had a WrestleMania moment. Doesn't everybody get into the business to win world championships? The fuck is he doing? Imagine that, sitting down in your rocking chair when you're fucking 80 years old and telling your grandkids, yeah, I was a WWE superstar. Yeah. I didn't win any major championships, and I had to watch my wife make out with Bobby Lashley and star in a makeshift porno. Give me a break. Don't you want to tell your grandkids that you're a fucking world champion caliber athlete? That you fought the biggest fucking names in the industry and you fucking rose above all? Come on. It's not the way I go about doing things, man. Signing with the WWE. Don't take their money. Don't you believe in yourself enough to go and make the same amount of money, if not more, and fucking do what you love to do in this business? WWE doesn't even love the business. They don't. And you want to stay with people that don't love the business, they don't love tag team wrestling, something that you're about, they don't love you, they don't appreciate you. I don't know how many times I got to rant about this. Somebody send this to fucking Dash and Dawson. Jesus Christ. I love you guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. They've already given them, WWE, one of the best matches that this company will forever see with DIY. And if you look at that, and then you look at the Revival now, I guarantee you them themselves will be like, where the fuck did we go? What happened here? They cannot be happy with their current position in this company. Moving on. WWE not planning on having NXT in the Royal Rumble. Well, that's a mistake. Jesus Christ, that's a mistake. Now you're not planning on having NXT in the Royal Rumble. I don't know if you guys are aware, but NXT's on the USA Network. Okay? I think if NXT wants to be the juggernaut that I know that they could be on Wednesday nights during the Wednesday Night War, then putting them on the second biggest pay-per-view of your entire year, that is what you do. Yes, because I can't wait to see fucking Brock Lesnar eliminate Samir Singh in the Royal Rumble. This is the WWE's problem. They allow just anybody in the Royal Rumble. They allow anybody, any schmuck, into the Royal Rumble. There's no rhyme or reason why anybody's there. El Torito, they'll do Hornswoggle, they'll do the Great Khali, These bums. Jack Gallagher in the Royal Rumble, right? Jack Gallagher's awesome, but he should not be in the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble, you know, I don't know how many times I have to reiterate this. I don't know how many times I got to repeat myself. You know, I hate the years where the Royal Rumble is booked in a way where there's like one or two real legit winners. And then there's 26, 27, 28 other fucking losers that have absolutely no business being in the Royal Rumble. I don't get it. I really don't understand that. I don't need to see Jey Uso in the Royal Rumble. Jey Uso is not winning the Royal Rumble. Seriously. I don't know why you would waste a spot of 30 on Jey Uso. You know what I'm saying? You want that Royal... If you don't have more than 10 people in that Royal Rumble that legitimately could give you that unpredictability factor, you're doing it all wrong. You're doing it all wrong. I don't want Lesnar to be number one and then have guys like Samir Singh come down and Mojo Rawley come down and Jinder Mahal come down and get eliminated in about 5 seconds. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. Now, adding NXT into the Royal Rumble, Matt Riddle, Keith Lee, I would rather those guys get the shine and get eliminated than have fucking Samir Singh in there. And isn't NXT something that you're focusing on Wednesday nights? Why wouldn't you give them the spot in the Royal Rumble? You did it for Survivor Series. Now, please don't tell me that you did it for Survivor Series and you're not going to do it for Royal Rumble. You know what that's going to do? That's just going to open the floodgates and everybody's going to be like, well, why'd you add NXT to the Survivor Series? Was it just for the ratings on Wednesday night during AEW? If you did it there, why wouldn't you do it for the Royal Rumble? And it makes more sense for the Royal Rumble. Just as much sense for the Royal Rumble. If they don't do it for the Royal Rumble, it's just going to be blatantly obvious why they did it for the Survivor Series. Come on. Seriously. NXT, SmackDown, and Raw. 10, 10, and 10. That's what you need to do. And if that's not the case, they're doing it all wrong. Now, this comes from, I believe, Sean Ross Sapp. Now, the rumor going around is that it was going to be 10, 10, and 10. 10 from Raw, 10 from SmackDown, 10 from NXT. Someone asked him on a Fightful Select Q&A about the Royal Rumble. He says, and I quote, about NXT being added to the Rumble. It does not, at this very moment, look like NXT is in the Royal Rumble. He asked what superstars would he pick to win this year's Royal Rumble match. NXT superstars could be included. I don't know what he said. That's the only context I took from this report. NXT superstars could be included as surprises if WWE changes their mind. He was very specific to note that it's not WWE's current plan to include NXT superstars in the Royal Rumble matches. They also have Worlds Collide the previous day and TakeOver on February 16th. Now, there was also another piece of information about NXT, and he says this, and I quote, "This is hardly news at this point, but those that we've spoken to in WWE say that WrestleMania is still wide open in many regards. At this point in previous years, there would be run sheets or tentative WrestleMania lineups around, though those have been made more secretive in recent years. At this point, no one we've spoken to has seen a run sheet or anything related to WrestleMania yet. There have been a couple people at the Performance Center who have been told to be WrestleMania ready in case there is a WrestleMania spot open for them. Now, of those that we spoke to about this topic, almost all saw this as a positive and a welcome change as compared to previous years. One wrestler said that it leads them to think that WWE will go with who is hot for certain spots instead of trying to make certain talent hot to fit those roles that they've already decided for them. Wow, that guy is very optimistic. I'd love to know who the fuck that guy is. Man, it's good to be positive, man. You put positive, you get positive back. This is WWE we're talking about. Them go with the hot hand? You gotta be out of your fucking mind. Do you know who you're working for? If you're hot, they'll do everything to derail you. That's the way it works. They're gonna go with who's hot instead of trying to make certain talent hot. What, like Roman Reigns? That's exactly what they're doing. NXT needs to be in the Royal Rumble. I'm sorry. That Rumble match is going to be absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yes, Mustafa Ali, goodbye. Cedric Alexander, goodbye. Yeah, Lesnar's going to be like Godzilla in the middle of that fucking Royal Rumble. You need somebody to come out for the Royal Rumble and have some kind of stare down and mega fucking showdown with Brock Lesnar. Somebody's got to be that fucking sea creature coming out, giving him the fight of his life. Somebody. That somebody needs to be an NXT superstar. Seriously. The Royal Rumble needs to be booked as every single guy legitimately has a chance to win it. I could look at fucking 75% of the field and think, oh, I could see him win. Oh, I could see him win. Oh, I want him to win it. When you have 30 guys and one or two guys is legitimately the choice and you got fucking 28 other losers who you know are not going to win, that's not fun. That's not fun at all. So WWE not planning NXT in the Royal Rumble? Motherfucker, you better be putting NXT in the Royal Rumble. 10, 10, and 10. That equals 30 for you lifeless idiots out there. 30. 30 goons in the Royal Rumble. That's the way it needs to be. You know, after every one of these podcasts, I always look for something to quench my thirst. You guys know I love a nice cold beverage. After every recording session, after every OTS that I do on Friday and Saturday, I open my refrigerator and I look at what I got and I look at all the craft beer I have. I literally have a refrigerator, half of it's filled with craft beer. It's like a craft beer haven. And I want you guys to feel the same way I do when I open my refrigerator. I want you guys to open yours and think, man, I got a damn good craft beer bar right here at home. How do you do that? I got one way you guys can do that, and they're sponsoring the show today, and that is Tavour. Tavour takes it to the next level and makes it possible for you guys to access and discover the highest rated craft beers from all over the world through their mobile app experience. It's been featured on CNBC, Men's Journal, USA Today, Fortune 500, and Bloomberg. It is a 100% independent community. Over 650 breweries are featured. Beer from 47 different states, some of which are right here next to me to my left. And over 7,000 beers tasted on Tavour. How does it work, you ask? It is very simple, guys. Download the app. Download the app. It's 100% free on your Google Store or iTunes. Download the app. Get access to hard-to-find 100% independent craft beer from across the United States. New beers are added every single day. Discover your beer. You guys can build your own custom box of the beers that you love or enroll in a subscription. Fill out your flavor profile. You're good to go. And they deliver. If you guys have a subscription, it is free shipping. Otherwise, you guys pay a flat fee. If you guys use code SCRIPT at checkout, you guys can save $10 off an order of $25 or more. And I got 3 right here, man. I'm going to be drinking this one. I got this one in the fridge already, chilling, waiting for me. I can't wait. This one is from Wheeledworks Brewing Company. Blueberry Pie Berliner. If this doesn't quench your thirst, I don't know what will, man. This is brewed with blueberry puree, vanilla, milk sugar, and graham cracker. I might pop this motherfucker open right now. Holy shit. This one I got from Urban Artifact. I didn't even show you the fucking can. There you go. I showed it earlier. There you go. That's the can. I got Urban Artifact Astro Blade. And this one is Concord Grape Midwest Fruit Tart. 8.2% alcohol. Oh my goodness. Seems like a good one too. And then I got this one here. Brain Squeeze. This one's from Drecker Brewing Company. This is a smoothie sour. Coconut, pineapple, and mango. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Guys, I never even heard of these beers before, and they sound absolutely fantastic. The only way that I got these is through Tavour. Make sure you guys use the link down below in the description. Code SCRIPT at checkout. Show Tavour that you guys love your craft beer and show them that you love off the scripts. There you go, man. Thank you guys so very much for that. Let's continue on with the news. We got more Royal Rumble news, and this is not really news at this point. This is just more confirmation unofficial confirmation, I should say. Edge is reportedly, yes, Adam Copeland, Edge, yes, Alter Bridge, Edge, yes, Metalingus, Edge. I can't wait. Can't wait to hear that theme music go off, man. Miles singing on WWE TV again. Gonna be awesome. Edge reportedly is a lock for the Royal Rumble. This is now coming in from WrestleZone. And again, take these cretins with a grain of salt. I don't really like WrestleZone at all anymore. WrestleZone is reporting that they've been told that Edge is a lock for the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble match. It was noted if this is a single appearance or the start of something more. A source speaking with WrestleZone recently said Edge will make his in-ring return, and we can expect to see him as an entrant in the 2020 Royal Rumble match. Edge signed a new WWE contract recently. This is a lucrative contract, which is speculated to be far more than just a Legends deal. He also commented on his podcast that he would work a match tomorrow if he wanted to, and it looks like Edge will be able to prove that he can do that in the Royal Rumble. So there you go. I'm not going to go into this. I am absolutely expecting Edge to be there, and I think you guys at this point really should start expecting him to be in the Royal Rumble match as well. Somebody that I wanted not to be in the Royal Rumble, but somebody that I expected to be in the Royal Rumble, making me very unhappy and very salty, is one Cain Velasquez. He announces his entry into the Royal Rumble. I don't know why. Now, this is just going to get people upset because with him announcing that he's in the Rumble, everybody's going to be like, well, he's going to be the one to eliminate Brock Lesnar. If that is the fucking case, you motherfucker, I swear to God, you fucking old motherfucker, Vince McMahon, you fucking cretin. Don't even think about it, man. Don't even think about it. Swear to God. I have no words. I told Salrex, if this guy wins the Royal Rumble, I swear on my grandfather's and grandmother's tomb. My grandma's not even dead. I swear on both of their tombs. If this guy wins the Royal Rumble, you thought the 2015 Royal Rumble where Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble was bad. If you thought that review was bad, that review was actually taken down. That review was actually demonetized worldwide because of the title. The title said, 2015 Royal Rumble review and results. Fuck Roman Reigns. Right in the title. I didn't even change it. I didn't even try and alter it or get it monetized again. I didn't even give a shit. It just fit with the overall vibe of the video. If you guys want something like that, man, watch Cain Velasquez win the Royal Rumble. Go ahead. Go ahead. Telling you right now. He says this about the Royal Rumble entry. He was interviewed by the Sun Sport. I can win it. No, you cannot. No. Ever watched that Seinfeld? I was watching Seinfeld the other day. That Poppy episode where Jerry goes to Poppy's restaurant and he's in the bathroom and he sees Poppy coming out of the stall and Poppy's sitting there, or standing there rather, in front of the mirror. He's fixing his hair and he's doing this and he didn't wash his hands. Jerry's seen that he didn't wash his hands. So Poppy goes out of the bathroom, back into the kitchen, and is making a special pizza for Jerry and his girlfriend. And he's rubbing the dough with the hands that he didn't wash coming out of the bathroom, and Jerry's having a fucking stroke right then and there in the restaurant. Pizza's done. Poppy personally delivers the pizza to Jerry's table. His girlfriend takes a bite. This is delicious. Try it, Jerry. And Jerry's over there. He didn't say one fucking word. Later on the show, George bought a suit that swishes, and he bought a suit because he was being interviewed by some group of guys for a new job, and the guy that he stole the suit from, there was another guy who wanted to buy the suit. He stole it from this guy, and this guy was telling George, I don't know how, I don't know when, but I'm going to get you back for this. So the restaurant that he was being interviewed at, that guy was actually a cook in that restaurant, and then he was peeking around the corner, and he seen George sitting there, and it was a dessert, compliments of the chef, and they wanted George to take a bite of the dessert, and he was like, Cain Velasquez in the Royal Rumble. No, thank you. Cain Velasquez winning the Royal Rumble. No, thank you. You know, it's one of those deals. I can win it, hell yeah. That's my mentality for everything, for everyone as well. That is how your mentality has to be. I'm going to win this thing. Oh, you speak English. That's funny because I haven't heard or seen you speak one word of English on WWE TV. Where the fuck is this Cain Velasquez at? Velasquez has not appeared in WWE since his loss to Brock Lesnar at Crown Jewel. Blah, 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 blah. Man, I swear to God, if this guy wins the Royal Rumble by eliminating... First of all, I don't even think he's going to win the Royal Rumble. If he was to eliminate Brock Lesnar and then get eliminated, that's all the reason he needs. I eliminated Lesnar from the Royal Rumble, I should get a WWE title shot. And that's exactly what they'll do. Because then that means Reigns will go on to win the Royal Rumble. He's a SmackDown guy. He'll challenge Bray Wyatt for the Universal Championship, and that leaves Velasquez and Lesnar for WrestleMania. That is absolutely god-awful for a WrestleMania main event. I don't know who in that company is thinking that's going to draw headlines, but that is absolutely going to turn people away. You want to sell out WrestleMania? I don't even think it's sold out at the moment, is it? Probably got 80,000 fucking idiots willing to sit there in Tampa for 8 hours. He can't win. He can't win. That's not even a wrestle. That's not even a fucking Saudi match. It was awful in Saudi. You want to see it again? Come on. Cain Velasquez is in the Royal Rumble. God, I hope he doesn't win it. You know, it's funny. It's funny. I don't know if Corey Graves listened to my WrestleMania podcast that I did on Off the Script a couple of weeks back, where we talked about New Japan and Wrestle Kingdom and them doing a 2-day Wrestle Kingdom show, and how I said WWE should investigate that and kind of do it themselves. Instead of having a fucking 9-hour WrestleMania, we could have a 4-hour WrestleMania on Saturday and a 4-hour WrestleMania on Sunday. I think that would be great. You move TakeOver to a Thursday. Or actually, I don't know, have TakeOver happen earlier in the day. I don't even know how do you do that? How would they do that? You know, SmackDown's on Friday. Have TakeOver on... Actually, TakeOver would probably have to be moved away from WrestleMania weekend. That's fine. That's fine. I would sacrifice that. They're good enough to stand on their own. They can still have it in the same city as WrestleMania that year. Doesn't matter. I would absolutely sacrifice that for a shorter WrestleMania. SmackDown on Friday, WrestleMania on Saturday, WrestleMania on Sunday. Good to go. Good to go. Hall of Fame on Thursday. There you go. TakeOver could be moved to another random Saturday. That's all. Not that big of a deal. Very easy to work around. But anyway, I mentioned all of this and how a 2-day WrestleMania might be worth looking into. And then I booked my WrestleMania card as I see fit, just throwing shit at the wall. A lot of you liked it. It was a good video where a lot of people discussed what they would do and what they wouldn't do. And it makes me think, I wonder if Corey Graves listened to that podcast. I wonder. Probably not. But now he is talking about a 2-day WrestleMania, and he spoke about this on After the Bell. And this is what he had to say about a 2-day WrestleMania.
Out of it, when you factor in TakeOver and the Hall of Fame and everything, I'd be into 2 nights of action and both nights being super important. Maybe you have the Universal Championship on one night and the WWE Championship on the other. 2 true main events over WrestleMania weekend rather than trying to shuffle it all together. It might be kind of a cool idea. What do you think? Would you be into 2 4-hour WrestleManias or a 3-hour and a 4-hour rather than a 31-hour WrestleMania like we had for the last few years? I want to know what you think. Use the hashtag #AfterTheBell. Shoot me a tweet.
That's what he said. I mean, again, I said this yesterday. It makes me think, is he really saying this type of shit because he believes it and wants to see it and thinks it's better for business? Or is he just saying this shit just to conjure up those clicks on Spotify and iTunes and he doesn't really feel that way? Like, I want to think that he's one of us and he knows how we feel and he's trying to shuffle that off on his show. But like I said yesterday, if he came off acting as if he is 100% a WWE corporate shill, nobody's going to listen to him because it's going to be like everything else that they produce, which is manufactured. And if he comes off sounding a little bit negative and kind of with the same mentality as we have, more people would be open to listening to him. They know. They're not stupid. He's not stupid. But a 2-day WrestleMania might be worth it. You know, WWE has to do a lot of work to get us to care about a 2-day WrestleMania. And by caring about a WrestleMania, everybody has to feel important. titles need to feel important. I would love if WWE did something like New Japan did, where you got the IC champion battling the world champion, and then it's like not a unification match, but it's a title for title, winner take all type deal. The losers of those individual matches, fight on night 2. And the winner of that match, the loser's bracket, I guess, goes on to get a future title shot somewhere down the line. WWE has to make not only their performers feel important, but they have to make those titles stand out and feel important as well. I can't even see the Intercontinental Championship in the same match as the WWE Championship because they are so far off from value compared to one another. So I can't even see that. But I would like to see that. I really would. So if WWE can make it work, I am absolutely for a 2-day WrestleMania. Now, you're going to get the elitists and everybody else trying to, spawn off the notion of, it's too expensive to rent out the building and, have a 2-day event, blah, blah, blah. It could happen. It could happen. New Japan did it, so why can't WWE do it? And granted, New Japan had 40-something thousand for night 1, 30,000 for night 2. That's still a lot of people. That's not a big venue, in WWE terms, WrestleMania terms. It's not a big venue. It's a big venue, but it's not a big venue like the WrestleMania is usually contested in. If WrestleMania was to be held over 2 days, I absolutely think it would be sold out both nights. So I would love to see what everybody thinks about that. And it's tough to sit here and shit on him. And I want to believe that he is genuine. I just don't know. I have my inquiries about that, but it's tough to kind of shit on him here. I do think that would work, and I would much rather see 2 4-hour shows or 1 4-hour show and 1 3-hour show compared to sitting there 7.5, 8, 8.5. Who the fuck knows how long it's going to go this year? And the other thing that people aren't thinking about, something that I speak on every single year, I hate the fact that they get all this talent on the show on WrestleMania just for the sake of getting them on the show because it's WrestleMania. That has to fucking die. 1,000 deaths. If you didn't do anything, you should not be on WrestleMania's card. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you've been doing. You're not going to put Jinder Mahal on WrestleMania. I don't give a shit. If you belong at WrestleMania, you'll be added to WrestleMania. Don't start adding matches and wrestlers to the WrestleMania card just for the sake of getting them on the show. That is something that needs to go away. Let me know down in the comments. It's a very interesting thing. And I honestly, prediction right now, I do think that eventually WWE is going to experiment with a 2-day WrestleMania. I really do. Because it's going to make headlines everywhere. And WWE is going to make more money than they already do for a 2-day WrestleMania. Guarantee it. Reportedly, John Cena does not want to break Ric Flair's record for world titles. What does this mean? Does this mean that Roman Reigns is now the favorite to win the Royal Rumble? In my eyes, I think so. But I am not really looking into this too much. John Cena could say one thing and not want one thing. Ric Flair could speak to him about it and sway his opinion. And we all said the same thing about the streak. Did The Undertaker really want the streak to end at WrestleMania 30? I don't think so. I don't think so. If there was one guy that he would have lost to, it certainly would have been Brock Lesnar, and I'm sure that would have came from The Undertaker's mouth as well. But Vince McMahon was the one who ultimately made that decision. And The Undertaker, in comparison to John Cena, The Undertaker has a little bit more seniority there compared to John Cena. So if WWE wants Cena to win the Rumble, and then Cena to fight Lesnar, and then Cena to beat Lesnar for the WWE Championship, no matter if it's a 1-day reign, a 1-week reign, whatever, then Vince is going to have that happen because he's Vince McMahon, and whatever Vince McMahon gets. Did I say that right? Whatever Vince McMahon wants, Vince McMahon gets. It's the way it is. Vince wanted the streak to end at WrestleMania 30, and that's the way it happened. Vince seen the streak end. It died. So I don't really take this to be all too serious. If it is serious, then Cena is out as my choice, and I have a backup. John Cena is my prediction to win the Royal Rumble. That's my prediction. Come out at number 30, he's going to win the Royal Rumble. He's going to eliminate Brock Lesnar. Matt Riddle is the guy I want to win the Royal Rumble. Now, that's not going to happen because WWE doesn't have the balls to do that. Now, if Riddle is not winning and Cena is not winning, then McIntyre is my guy. Those are my 3. McIntyre needs to win the Royal Rumble. And McIntyre needs to go on to WrestleMania and win the WWE Championship. Does WWE have the balls to do that? Absolutely not. So then that leaves Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble. And oh joy, here we have Roman Reigns main eventing 5 WrestleManias because that's what people want. Said nobody. John Cena and Ric Flair. It's been talked about for years. Now, while the actual figure is disputed, both are currently locked together in the history books at 16 world title reigns each. Now, while it's incredibly unlikely that Flair will ever win another world title, never, given that he's now 70 years old, Cena is still relatively fit enough to get back into the ring and do another reign. According to Sportskeeda, his sources within WWE, or their sources within WWE, tell Sportskeeda Cena has no intention of breaking Ric Flair's record and that his locker room influence is such that he would be able to refuse another run with the belt. They say, and I quote, John does the job, whatever the job is, but he's done with the big belt. He thinks he's had more than enough. I don't see it happening. That should make a lot of you John Cena detractors happy. Oh, John Cena is very political, blah, 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 blah. He's got everything handed to him. He does what he wants, blah, blah, blah. He's doing what he wants, right? If he doesn't want the championship, then he's not going to win the championship. So I don't understand where all the John Cena hate comes from. John Cena ruined wrestling. Give me a fucking break. John Cena ruined wrestling. WWE ruined wrestling, you fucking idiot. Not John Cena. Another source added, there's so much respect. They look at each other and see this generational talent, right? Sometimes records or streaks should be broken. Rick's all for it. John isn't. He doesn't want it. Judging by the limited involvement Cena has had over the past couple of years, it's unlikely he's going to appear more than once or twice a year forward or moving forward. In fact, it appears that people within WWE have another idea as to who will break Ric Flair's record. Another anonymous source said that John's not breaking that record. It'll be Charlotte. It's not the same thing. Ric Flair's world title reigns as the world heavyweight champion has nothing to do with Charlotte Flair and her women's championship. It doesn't make sense. There's no right mind that would even compare the two. They're not the same. Charlotte's record is only record similar in number to her father's. That's it. Oh, Charlotte held 17 women's titles. Ric Flair held 16 world championships. The only thing that's the same is the number. The comparison of the titles should not even be compared. It's not the same. But I will not be surprised at that. That was made in a joking manner, which in WWE terms is the way that they're going to go. John Cena is not wanting to break Ric Flair's record. Listen, we'll wait till the Rumble, and then we'll come back to this, and we'll figure out what happens after the Royal Rumble, and we'll have a better idea at who Brock Lesnar is fighting at WrestleMania. So we'll see what happens. As of right now, that's reported. I don't really believe it, but we'll see what happens. Oh, my goodness, man. Oh, my goodness. Tessa Blanchard, honey, what are you doing? What are you doing? She addresses the racism claims 5 days later. 5 days later. Tessa Blanchard took to Twitter on January 16th to address the claims of her being racist. Over the weekend, Tessa Blanchard won the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight Championship. However, it seems the victory and accomplishment might be bittersweet. She was called a racist and a bully by several other female wrestling talents on social media. So this week she tweeted, and I quote, "Over the last week, I have been accused of calling a fellow wrestler a racial slur. To read this allegation has been personally upsetting. To be clear, I absolutely did not use that word. That word is not in my vocabulary. That word is not in my heart. Racism is not in my heart. Yet I know many people have to deal with racism in a way I will never have to. Racism is an awful part of American history, and it is equally awful that it's still part of our society today. While I did not do what was claimed, I stand ready to use my platform to support the fight against racism however I can. End quote. So let's go back to what happened here. So you have more than a handful of women coming out saying that you did this one particular thing. Then you go on social media after all of this happened, right before your match, and say, none of this is true. Then you fight Sammy, which was a very good match. I got to give them both credit. It was a very good match. You fight Sammy, you win the World Championship for Impact Wrestling, and then as the camera immediately shuts the feed off, you are seen on social media. Now, I don't know if she realized that people took their phones out to snap video of this or not, but it was seen all over the internet that Tessa Blanchard gave a speech about how I've made mistakes and blah, blah, blah. Nobody's perfect. I am your world champion, blah, blah, blah. I got one of the strongest minds in the business, blah, blah, blah. I've made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Pretty much sounds like a guilty individual to me if you went out there and stated, nobody is perfect. I've made mistakes. What mistakes are those mistakes? The mistakes that everybody was blasting you about on social media just a day before your title match? What mistakes? Those are the only mistakes that I'm sure are going to be coming to light. Nobody else gives a shit about any other mistakes that you made. That's the mistake. That's the mistake she was talking about. So then, after all that, there were reports from Sean Ross Sapp that Tessa Blanchard spoke personally and apologized to La Rosa Negra, the woman in question here that was called a racial slur in Japan. She sat down with La Rosa Negra and talked about this incident, and she apologized personally. Then she goes 5 days later, and says it again. I've never said that word. I've never said that word. It's not in my heart. It's not my vocabulary. Over the last week, I've been accused of calling a fellow wrestler a racial slur. To be clear, I absolutely did not use that word. I don't understand this. I don't understand it. One day, you didn't say it. In a promo you cut after winning the World Championship, you admitted to making mistakes. What mistakes are you talking about? The ones at hand here. Then you go on social media and then claim, after apologizing to La Negra Rosa, that you didn't say it? So which is it? Which is it? I don't want to come on here and blast somebody for being a racist. I'm not going to do that. You think about Tessa Blanchard however you want to think about Tessa Blanchard. You have the right to feel however you want to feel about Tessa Blanchard. Do I believe the wrestlers that came out? Yes, I do. Because there are more people than there should be with the same story. The same story. And Tessa Blanchard did not make herself look good at all. When people were about to finally just move on to the next big story they could fucking sink their teeth into, this woman continued to pour gasoline on the fire when the fire was dimming down. That's all she did. That's all she did. All she had to do was shut the fuck up. Seriously. All she had to do was shut the fuck up, or in better situations, apologize, move on, express how sorry you are, tell everybody that you're going to be working on yourself and becoming a better person, and you're going to lead by example. After this, I was immature, I was not in the right frame of mind, blah, blah, blah. It should have never been said. Apologize to Allison Kay, apologize to Ivelisse, apologize to Big Swole, apologize to Chelsea Green, apologize to La Negra Rosa, apologize to all of them. Apologize to the entire community. It's either you shut the fuck up and do what you have to do and let this shit die, which it never will. This is going to live with her for the rest of her career. And she's an active in-ring performer at, what is she, 25, 24? She got a long way to go. This ain't going nowhere. At least when Hogan was labeled a racist, he was already done and retired. He ain't back in the wrestling ring. He ain't back in the public spotlight like Tessa Blanchard is. All she had to do was shut the fuck up, or simply apologize and move on. And she didn't do that. contradicting stories back and forth. I didn't say it. I am not perfect. I made mistakes. I didn't do it. I apologize to La Negra Rosa, but I didn't say it. Come on. She made herself look like a complete fucking dummy. Seriously. And I don't know if she will ever recover from this. I really don't. And again, her winning the Impact World Championship means nothing. It means nothing. It means nothing to anybody. It only is important in Impact Wrestling. They are absolutely dead. Nobody gives a shit. Now, Booker T, he spoke on Tessa Blanchard. He did not mix up his words at all. He spoke on Tessa Blanchard about winning the Impact World Championship. He didn't mention anything about the racism allegations. He says, and I quote, and I agree with him 100%. I am all for having a great match, but you guys know, I've said it before, that divisions and heavyweight, middleweight, or whatever, heavyweights, mid-card, cruiserweights, women, divisions are important. Divisions are important. You know, you could have fun with that and then move somebody from the mid-card to the main event or from the main event to the mid-card. At least there's a story there to be told, or if you want to tell a story about why that's happening, divisions are important. Heavyweight, women, tag team, it's what really needs to be. Organization as far as a pro wrestling roster. If you have all this chaos, if you have women challenging men, if you got women winning the men's championships and you got all this shit happening, it just looks stupid. It looks stupid. It just creates a mess. It creates a sense of illegitimacy. I'm not taking away anything from the match, but this is what Booker T says. I'm not holding my judgment on it. I mean, I'm serious. Big ups to Tessa Blanchard because she's good. She's really good at what she does. But this is the worst decision for an idea that Impact Wrestling's ever had in the history of that company. It's really bad. It's worse than paying me $10,000 for 6-hour power commercials that never aired. I'm serious. That's how ridiculous it is, because now the men, all of the men in the company, if they wrestle her and beats them, it diminishes every guy in the company. Who's the top guy in the company now? I can't see Becky Lynch wrestling Samoa Joe or Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's the worst idea in the history of wrestling. And to throw it out there, it's the only way it could really be thrown out, and it makes me question and wonder if somebody's trying to blow this thing up on purpose. Like somebody saying, man, let's see how bad we can mess this up. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. I find it very difficult to disagree with him. I'm just saying. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to talk about this anymore, but she really made herself look fucking stupid. And if you guys want my thoughts on the story as it broke, obviously you guys can go check that out. The video is on my YouTube channel, and it's there. You'll see it. Tessa Blanchard exposed right in the thumbnail. Very good listen. A lot of people really did like it. Some people obviously didn't agree with me, but, you know, she's great at what she does. Do I agree with what she did? Absolutely not. I don't want you to fucking misconstrue my words or mince my words. I didn't agree with what she did. Do I believe she said what she said? Absolutely, I do. But I am not sitting here fucking with, all these thoughts about Tessa Blanchard. Oh, I can't wait to go watch her wrestle, and I can't wait to go get her, into the WWE and all this shit. At this point, I don't care. I enjoy her as a pro wrestler. I think she's very good at what she does, and I have every right to think that. So what she did was wrong. But I'm not going to take away the talent that the woman has. Is she a shitty person? Probably. Probably. After what we've seen and heard? Yeah. But I'm not going to take away what she is to the pro wrestling ring, and she's probably the best at what she does for her community, female wrestlers. That's all I'm going to say on this. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Why she wasn't signed by the WWE, Meltzer quickly went on to say he shed some light on this, on how her reputation has prevented her from getting work on the latest episode of Wrestling Observer. All of these stories came out, years ago about why she didn't sign with the WWE. He just embellished on this. Impact Wrestling reportedly knew that they were getting themselves into some very difficult situations when they signed Blanchard, which is why she was easy to get signed due to her history. Meltzer noted how everyone within the company knew about the stories regarding her. Thus, this is why Impact's EVPs Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, who were in charge of creative, were not going to be affected business-wise by her past. They needed anybody to bring on in because they had nobody. They needed a fresh start, and they wanted a fresh start with Tessa. And she was the best at what she did. Regarding WWE, Meltzer brought up how WWE didn't sign her to a developmental deal in the past after working on the Mae Young Classic because of attitude issues. Blanchard had worked for WWE a few times in April 2016 by losing to Alexa Bliss in NXT, which I look back on and I can't even believe I'm reading that. I really can't. The same year, she lost to Nia Jax, and then in June by losing to Carmella. Holy shit, I could see why she didn't fucking sign with the WWE. Holy shit. 2017 Mae Young Classic saw her eliminated in the tournament by Kairi Sane. We all knew this already. You know, do I think that this is going to keep her out of WWE or Impact or AEW? No, I don't think so. I think after she wins that world title, which she did, and she loses it, which will probably be a 2-3 month span, and she's a free agent, she'll probably go on and do something else and work for somebody else. I don't think this is going to keep her out of WWE, but it's not going to help her cause. I don't think this is going to keep her out of AEW, but it's not going to help her cause. Everywhere she goes, everywhere she sleeps, everywhere she looks, everywhere she interviews, she's going to be reminded of that incident. And sooner rather than later, she should just come out and apologize. Finally, guys. Finally. Charlotte. Charlotte was in the news. First of all, there are rumors going around that Charlotte's going to win the Royal Rumble match. That is just as bad as Cain Velasquez winning the Royal Rumble. Fuck no. Absolutely fuck no. But Charlotte, and if she wins the Royal Rumble, who are you actually going to put her up against that makes any sense whatsoever? Becky? Give me a break. Charlotte complains about critics who say she is overpushed. Overpushed, you say. Now, Charlotte has her fair share of critics, me included. Since being called up from NXT in 2015, she's won 10 major women's championships on the main roster. She has now responded to some of her critics who say she is overpushed. This is a full quote from an interview she conducted with Sportskeeda. She says this, and I quote, "This is my promo, my exclusive promo. If you look at my stats, I have the highest losing record out of anyone on the roster. It's just, it's Charlotte Flair. I think it's a detriment to me, but also the positive is I'm consistent. I'm consistent. I'm never hurt. I'm always here." Let's go back and dissect this for a second, folks, before we get out of here. If you look at my stats, I have the highest losing record out of anyone in the company. When did wins and losses now all of a sudden become a thing? I'd love to know when that happened, Miss Flair. Did that happen in Android land? What happened? Did that happen somewhere on the conveyor belt while you were being assembled? Where did this come about? Win and loss records now. Who gives a shit if you have a losing record? The more you lose in WWE, the more you get handed title shots. You fucking kidding me? I don't know if you're aware, but every single program that you're in a fucking major title program. You got moved to Raw? What happened? They placed you right with Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was doing her thing as the Raw Women's Champion. Oh my God, Charlotte Flair can't be without a major championship program. Let's put Charlotte in the tag team title division for the tag team titles. Give me a break. Are you fucking kidding me? I have the highest losing record out of anyone on the roster. I don't know if you are aware. Maybe when they assembled you, they didn't install the right battery pack. The more you win championships like you've done with 10 fucking title reigns, that means, I don't know, you lost them 9 fucking times? There's 9 losses right there, right off the bat. Come on. Are you even thinking when you speak? It's a detriment to me, but also the positive is I'm consistent. It's a detriment. What exactly is a detriment to you? The fact that you're losing? Seriously? Why is it always about you? Me. All the stories that I heard is that you are very political backstage. You don't want to put anybody over. You don't even want to sell. I could look on fucking Raw and know that's true. You didn't sell one lick of anything against fucking Sarah Logan. What was it? A couple of weeks ago, she went right into the steel post. Right into the steel post. She got up and big boot right to Sarah Logan. She didn't sell the steel post shot at all. She continued to put on her robe, and then she fucking almost spit on Sarah Logan, wiping her boots off on Sarah Logan. Are you kidding me? Why is it always about you? What happened? A detriment to me. You know what's a detriment to you, Charlotte? You know what is a detriment to you? The fact that WWE refuses to build a women's division around you. See, that's what they're afraid of. They don't want to build a women's division around you because they have it ingrained in their mind that you are going to get 17 title wins because that's what's going to make the headlines. See, they got the narrative. They can script the narrative however they want. So they don't want to build a division around you, but the detriment in this situation is that there's no fucking division around you. If you had an NXT division or something that resembles the NXT's women's division around you, it wouldn't be a detriment to you anymore. I'm positive that I'm consistent. I'm never hurt. I'm always here. Andrade, her fiance, chimed in. He ended up repeating himself like a song on shuffle here. He says, and I quote, "It's difficult because you are able to do that. It's difficult for you. That's why. Everyone knows when there's a great talent in the ring, better than other wrestling, come in here. I come in the ring in other companies. For me, she's a good performer, good wrestling, good character, good personality, different than the other people who come in here in other companies. How is she different? Because she's a Flair? That's why she's being pushed, because she's a fucking Flair. She's different. She's different to everybody else. No fucking shit. No shit. She will have great matches with all the ladies. Ronda comes in here from UFC. How was that match with Ronda? Or the NXT ladies come in here. Good matches. Or with Asuka, with Becky. Good matches. Yeah, good matches. Good matches. Good matches. He's going to blindly follow wherever she goes and support whatever she says. Whatever. What a joke. What a joke. I'm getting the... Hey, this is for Charlotte, right? Where is it? This is for Charlotte right here. You're a loser. You're a loser. That interview was absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah. There you go. See you later. Come again. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so very much for all your support. If you guys want to check out all the other content that you might have missed on the channel, please go and do that. I would greatly appreciate that. All the playlists that you need are linked down below in the description of the very video. Yeah, there you go. That's Charlotte Flair in a nutshell right there. Check out the playlist, man. Everything you need is down in the description below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media. Definitely please do that, man. At JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you guys want to check out Tavor, I would greatly appreciate you do that, man. Check out Tavor. Link for their website, if you guys want to go check it out for yourself, is down in the description below. Save $10 off a purchase of $25 or more using code SCRIPT at checkout. That's going to get you some good craft beer, some good cold beverages, man. If you guys sign up, let me know what you're picking out. I always love to see recommendations from other people. So tweet me your recommendations if you guys are signing up for Tavor. And if you guys want to support the podcast via Patreon, you guys can certainly do that as well. Patreon.com/JD from NY206. I have to shout out quickly before I even forget. I don't even know why I forgot. I got to shout out Batter the Viper. Thank you so much, brother, for the wonderful donation that you put forth for Off the Script. And I got to shout out my boy, man, Jeff Bortz. Jeff, thank you so much for everything that you've said and everything that you've done and for being a elite member of my Patreon squad. Thank you so much, brother. I got some good stuff coming to you very, very soon, and I appreciate both of those guys for supporting me and the podcast. Again, guys, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Huge shout out to Batter the Viper and Jeff Bortz. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you all right back here. I'll have something on Sunday, but after the football games. I'm not contesting with the football games because I know how crazy you guys are with the football. But I'll have something up for Sunday night, probably some gaming stuff, and then I'll be right back here with a new week of content with Monday Night Raw. Again, guys, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you right back here for more OTS next weekend for episode 310 of Off the Script. See you guys then.